Isaac Bonga, Dennis Schröder, and my man Frantz Wagner get the dub over Serbia. If you guys haven't been watching FIBA World Cup, oh, what a ride it was, ladies and gentlemen. And let's talk about it. I want to hear your thoughts down below in the comment section. We're on the way to 20,000 subscribers, so it would be greatly appreciated if you guys do hit that like and subscribe button. I just moved into my condo, all right, and I'm literally living like I'm almost 24 years old, and I'm in my first home that I bought, and I'm living like a 19-year-old if you see how my place is set up right now, because unpacking sucks. So let's get right into this. Dennis Schröder and Germany get themselves FIBA World Cup gold over the Serbians. And you guys know my grandfather's from Yugoslavia, and so I was kind of cheering for the Serbs. Now, this was a good game, as it was an 83-77 win for Germany in Manila, with Dennis Schröder just out there dropping 28 points. Frantz Wagner, aka Franz Wagner, added 19 points and 7 rebounds. You had Isaac Bonga. Also, if you guys didn't know that, it's Isaac, yeah, Bonga. He had a good game too. So when we looked at this, it's pretty cool to see NBA guys on both sides of the court leading the way. But for the Germans, okay, I think it was cool to see. I mean, I'm going to include Isaac in there just because he was in the NBA for several years. He technically, by the time he left the NBA, he was a veteran. He'd been in the league for a while. And even on both sides, the roster was filled. But for me, what I found most interesting, first off, Vogtman, he's a guy from he's like one of the best centers, I believe, in Europe. And you got to taste him. You got Daniel Theis out there also for Germany, and then there's also Jonas Thiemann, who there's Jonas Vogtman and Jonas Thiemann. They're like two good big men. There was Mo Wagner, another NBA guy. All right, okay, Isaac Bonga, like I said before, Daniel Theis, Dennis Schröder out there. And it was fun. Isaac Bonga had 7 points, but he was a defensive menace out there. And he had 7 points, shot 2 of 3 from the field. He was really good. All right. And look, I think what we're seeing from this German team is just how good they are. Also, Mauro Lowe, who's like I'm pretty sure he played at Columbia. Okay. And I think he's like German and Senegalese. Okay, and I've always wanted to see him come over to America. He's almost 30. He is 30 now, but he came off the bench for the team as well. So this is a deep squad in my opinion. And congrats to Germany for freaking winning. They had a good run also last year in Eurobasket. Seems like Germany is going to be like a really good basketball program, like internationally wise, and just we're going to see more and more NBA players probably from Germany. And this is just the start. Like I said, the fact that we had Schröder, both Wagner brothers. All right. We had Daniel Theis, and then we also had Isaac Bonga out there. Cool to see how many NBA guys are on this roster. And even if you look over in Serbia, Milutinov, he's actually the first round pick who I believe the Brooklyn Nets have his draft rights. Then you have Nikola Jovic, who, everyone's like, oh, now the Trailblazers should do the deal. Look how good Jovic is. Bogdan, I dropped my phone, ladies and gentlemen. Bogdan Bogdanovic, Felipe Petrusev, who's now with the 76ers, Avramovic. He's a guy who just popped off, okay, 21 points. I mean, tough loss for them. There's also Guduric, who played for the Grizzlies for a year or like 6 months, something like that. But again, it goes back to Germany just prevailing, showing what they're worth, and they deserve this. Okay, they're the German national basketball team was so deserving of this victory, and it was cool. It was cool. I've thought this was, unlike America. So you guys, let me tell a little background story about me. My family, my father is raised in Argentina. He's from Italy, like Pescara. So is my grandmother. And my grandfather was from Yugoslavia. My grandparents were born in 1916. They're dead. Like my grandfather killed himself in 73. And my grandmother died from cancer in 71. When both his parents and grandparents, all his grandparents were dead by the time my dad was 14. So my dad's from Italy, raised like every other European Jew. They went to Argentina like in the 40s and 50s after the war, because my dad was the youngest of 4 siblings. Because like my other 3 aunts, I think, were born in Italy and Yugoslavia, like Serbia, Belgrade. And then they all went to Argentina. So like for me, I grew up with like a very like foreign, like, you know, background. Okay. Like very foreign background because of my family. So I grew up watching a lot of like just international sports, because that's how I like related with my cousins. And my dad's also like 70. So my mom's like 50. So like my mom's cousins are like my age, or like my cousins on my mom's side are my age. So like we talk sports with them. And then like my cousins on my dad's age are my mom's age. Yeah. Like my cousins on my dad's side are like 30 and 40. So growing up, like the way, you know, sports and stuff. And like I have cousins who live like in Amsterdam and shit like that. So I had to like watch a bunch of sports. This is why like people have an interest in me being a scout and stuff when I talk to like professional basketball teams, because they're like, how do I know about so much of like random fucking leagues? And it's because of this. Like I have like my only family that lives in America is my mom, dad, and 2 sisters. I have no other family in America. Like they all live in like other countries, Argentina and like Europe. So I had to like watch others, you know, leagues and teams. And I always say one of the biggest heartbreaks was Germany beating Argentina in the finals in the World Cup in 2014. And the way I'm bringing this all back to this Germany, you know, having all these players represent their countries, is I've always loved it, you know, when Argentina does well. In like basketball, obviously soccer, you know, football is great, but in basketball, because especially when we, you know, when Ballamaro came into the league, when, you know, Facundo Campazzo and Ginobili, like it was cool having, you know, these Argentine NBA guys. And I can assume that Germans, Serbians, Latvians, Lithuanians all feel the same way about seeing players represent their country, not only in an international stage, but also in the NBA, because you're now in the cream of the crop. So I think that's something that, like, maybe as basketball fans, we don't really typically take into consideration, maybe. But yeah, I think it's definitely cool to see like how sports is just done in other countries and just compared to ours, you know. I always just love seeing the differences between different countries and stuff. But I want to hear your guys' thoughts. Maybe there was something I might have not mentioned that you guys would have liked to hear. Let me know. But that's basically going to be it for me. I feel like we talked about everything that we could have. And if there was anything else you guys might have wanted to hear, let me know and we can talk about it. But that's it. Peace out, guys. I hope you guys did have a good one. If you made it to the end of this video and this whole fucking rant, hit that like and subscribe button because you clearly like this video. Peace out.